this. I might play the video. I'm going to play the video now, and then you'll start.
Yeah.
МВФ прогнозирует инфляцию до 10 миллионов процентов. Не знаю, что сказать, не нахожу слов. После попытки госпереворота. Революция, цветная революция. Катастрофа только предстоит оценить. Я не могу поверить. Беспорядки из Африки. Где 16 человек. Хулиганы примусили браки, громили городское имущество. Демократия не будет восстановлена. Главные новости сейчас приходят из французской столицы.
The modern world economic system can lead humanity to shocks of unprecedented scale, next to which any economic crisis may seem like child's play. There are very good reasons for this. The mechanisms for the growth of the world economy, or the expansion of markets and the increase in consumption. But is there any space for expansion today? Of course not. Today, the market has become global. The whole territory of the world has been mastered. It can be noted that no matter what country you come to, you meet the same brands, products, and chain stores everywhere. This is one of the signs of the expansion of the world markets. The fact that there is simply nowhere to expand further was one of the reasons for the global crisis of 2008. Increased consumption. Consumption is stimulated by lendings. At first, after receiving a loan, the purchasing power increases, but then it decreases markedly as the person works to not only repay the debt, but to also repay the interest on it. This problem is solved, if it is possible to say so, by various programs of refinancing, new offers from banks, and advertising from banking products. The illusion of cheap loans is created. Thus, people are hooked on a credit needle. For example, in Switzerland, the average debt for each resident on loans to banks is about $145,000. In the USA, it is $55,000. Canadians have accumulated the largest debts. Collectively, the inhabitants of the country owed on average more than $1 trillion in loans. Credit debt of the population in the world has reached a real historical maximum. This has led mankind to a vicious circle. Banks are forced to issue loans to maintain demand, but debt growth in the long run leads to a decrease in demand and consequently to a slowdown in a world economic growth, a decrease in production. As a result, fewer and fewer people in the world will be able to repay the debts on loans. Another significant problem of the world economy is the gap between the rich and the poor, which is growing rapidly every year. Today, 82% of the world's wealth belongs to 1% of the world's population. This doesn't show the flourishing of the world economy. On the contrary, it shows the collapse of the economic order. Production processes are automated and robotized. Human labor is less and less in demand. As a result, more people stay without work. This raises the threat of global instability and civil wars. Are there any real solutions to these problems? In recent years, we often hear about the new economic evolution of the world, or NEW for short. NEW invites the person to participate in the activities of the companies which services he uses. It gives people the opportunity to be co-owners of the companies and thus participate in the management and monitoring that will prevent the waste of public money. The co-investors with the right to receive profits and dividends. The consumers with the opportunity to increase their income by consuming the product, attracting other consumers, and the businessmen by attracting new investors through multi-level crowd investing. What has already been done today? On the 30th of March 2019, thanks to the multi-level crowd investing, the program Crypto Unit started. Its immediate result exceeded all expectations. For the first 3 days, the first stage of the 8 schedule was fully implemented, which was expected to be a month. Thus, 12,000 users were members of a program. From the period of 30th of March to the 30th of September 2019, was created the sales volume of more than $107 million. The program allows people to become, regardless of their income level, co-owners, partners, real estate investors, and shareholders of a global investment portfolio that works in all segments and sectors of the investment market, namely education, the development sector, multi-level crowd investing sector, the sector of equity partnership in businesses through co-sharing, the development sector of health and longevity, the sector of innovative transport development, the banking sector, stock markets, forex markets, cryptocurrency markets, insurance sector, real estate sector, the sector of innovation development, the sector of development in agriculture and farming, the business sector, cooperative and social development, science sector, the cultural sector, the sector of precious metals and semi-precious metals, the sector of precious and semi-precious stones, the sector of space development, non-rocket space programming, the sector of charity. We have already created an investment portfolio that is worth more than $12 million. The capital gains for the 52 months are averaged at 26% a day. This investment portfolio can include all participants of the crypto unit program. The funds received will be reinvested in a further expansion of the investment portfolio, thereby increasing the amount of assets and accordingly revenues. All holders of crypto unit digital assets are included in the portfolio in different shares depending on their amount of deposits. Based on historical data in the investment market sectors, many companies have the following returns. Let's suppose the company invests in the education sector, which should give us more than 30% a year. In the venture capital market, which is able to give more than 80 to 500% a year. In the banking and financial sector, which can give us more than 20% per year on currency exchange and brokerage operations. The stock, currency, and crypto markets can give us more than 50% a year. The real estate sector will give us from 10 to 20% per year. Innovative development gives us more than 20% per year. Equity participation in various sectors of the economy and businesses gives us an income of 20% a year. Culture can provide us with a yield of more than 20% a year. Investments in the development and extraction of precious and semi-precious metals and stones, more than 25% a year. The sector of multi-level crowd investing, more than 100% per year. Investments in innovative transport technologies will be able to give more than 50 to 500% a year. The agriculture and farming sector can yield more than 30% a year. Having analysed the practice of the company operating in the sectors of the investment market, we can assume that the return on such a portfolio is 30 to 230% per year, and in some cases it is possible to get more. Guaranteed payment of dividend income on this amount from 8 to 35% of the profits of these assets. Let's suppose our assets already amount to 100 million. The average return on a portfolio will be 80% per year. That is 80 million per year. An average of 20% will go to pay dividend income, which is 16 million. The remaining 64 million is reinvested for expansion of the business and buying new assets. Expanding annually, the assets of such a portfolio are capable to grow exponentially, giving a huge capital increase according to the balanced strategy of the program of Crypto Unit. Thus, thanks to multi-level crowd investing, we are able to unite more than 35% of the world's population, acquiring more and more assets in all sectors of the investment market and different economic systems of the world community. What does this mean for a usual person in different countries of the world? This means that there is a real chance to enter with very little capital into a large investment portfolio and get all that this portfolio receives, creating a global investment portfolio which gives people the best and never before existing opportunities in investment directions. Thanks to this, we will be able to come collectively to the qualitative progressive development of society on the planet, build new ecological cities, live in harmony with nature, helping it to be constantly updated. This will give us the opportunity to develop a completely new way of evolution. Such an opportunity happens once in a lifetime for all people on the planet.
МВФ прогнозирует инфляцию.
Mary.
Dr. Mimi is starting.
Oh, let me introduce you. Okay. The first presenter is Mary Ngwa. Mary Ngwa, she is a vice president in the New Consumer Community Affiliate Program, representative of the local leaders, ambassador team, Marathon 260 MLCI graduate, entrepreneur and private investor, sales and marketing specialist, Master Profi graduate, entrepreneur and private investor, trainer, presenter, and coach, member of the Christian Women Fellowship, CWF. Mary, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Mimi. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And today, our presentation today is going to be the second part, and it's about the basic financial education, the 8 rules of the private investor, financial plan, capitalization secrets, what to do in the next 3 months in order to live your dream life, your action. Why do we need to learn financial literacy? The question is not how much you earn. The question is, do you have sufficient financial knowledge to save and multiply your hard-earned money? No, and I'm sure the answer is no, because all of us, we don't have. That is why we need financial literacy. How does your financial portfolio look? You see the poor. If you look at the left, you see the poor. That's a middle class portfolio. Then when you look at it, you see 80%. 80% is the salary. Then the pension is how much? Just 20%. Then when you look on the left, you see the rich class portfolio. You notice that you have a lot in there. You have a lot of assets. You have pension, property, gold. Then you have salary. And when you look at it, where do you really want to belong? Left or right? I'm sure you say right, because I would love to be with the rich class portfolio, because you have a lot. The 8 rules of private investor. Understanding the terminology, assets versus liabilities, financial independence versus freedom, investment and versus investing. Then 2, the commandments of the investor. Save 10% on all income. Strong income and expenditure control. Protect your money from losses. Learn how to invest. Always learn to earn more. Financial plan. Diversification. Maintain investment. Maintain investor discipline. Doesn't be greedy and lazy. Always learn. This is the reason why we need to have financial literacy, because when you look at these 8 rules of private investor, those are things that we don't do. We don't save 10% of our money. But when you go through these rules, you know that, oh, it's the right thing to do. Because we take our money, we use it, we spend it carelessly. And somebody like me, that's what I used to do. I would go to the store, I buy and buy, because I never had any plan. I didn't know that I was supposed to save at least 10% of my income. And you realize that you discipline yourself when you study this, when you have all these rules in your head, which those are things that we all need to have. When you have all this in your mind, you see that your financial situation will change. You see that you don't have to invest your money only on one sector. You must diversify your investments, and you don't have to be greedy. Then rule 1, understanding the terminology. Rule 1, understand the terminology, financial freedom versus financial independence. Then we have the asset versus liability, investment versus investing. Financial independence is defined by the current assets a person has. It is a situation where a person can cover monthly expenses and live like that for 10 consecutive years without degrading the quality of life. And when you look at financial freedom, it's achieved by having income from current assets, basically monthly expenses, and fully covered without losing any capital. For an example with financial independence, your expenses are $1,000 a month. Multiply the sum by 12 and then multiply that by 10. The result is 120,000. This is the sum required to live at the current level without working for 10 years. Then when you have financial freedom, if $120,000 is invested annually at 12%, you will get the amount to cover expenses of $1,000 per month. Using this scenario, you can be unemployed for an unlimited amount of years. Assets versus liabilities. Assets are resources with economic value that an individual owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide future benefit. Liabilities are your expenses. We have investment tools. There are more than 50 various investment trends and 20 market segments. We have bank deposits. We have co-owner of a small or medium business. We have insurance companies, investment funds, stocks, futures, options, and bonds. Then you have Forex, high yield investments, antiques, real estate, precious metals and gems, trust management. If you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have training, if you don't have financial literacy, you cannot know all of this. So it is very important to have the education. We have rule number 2, 5 commandments. Save 10 to 30% from your income. Then control your expenses. Protect your money. Learn how to invest wisely. Always learn to earn more. And always learn to save. Investing. Example, let's imagine that 10,000 is invested. Taking into account a monthly capitalization of 20 years, the yield for each percentage would be, if it is 12% yearly, it's $110,014. If it is 15% yearly, it is $199,619. If it is 18% yearly, you have $361,673. If it is 24% yearly, you see $1,182,065. That is strict income and expenses control. I can't read the figures. In fact, I can't really read the figures. So, but this strict income and expenses control is just letting you know that you need to control your expenses. You need to always write everything down, what you spend and what you have to invest. You have to put everything together to understand, know how much you make and know how much you need to spend. You don't just spend because you take a paycheck, you go spending. No, you must control your spending, because if you don't control, you cannot invest. If you don't control, you cannot diversify. You have to learn how to plan. Then rule number 3, you have financial plan. Then you have short-term, you have medium-term and long-term financial plan. And when you have this plan, make sure you keep to it. Don't plan and just leave it there. Just write it down and keep. No, you have to stick to your plan. If you plan that next month you are going to invest 30% of your salary, make sure you do it. Financial plan. A financial plan is a comprehensive evaluation of an investor's current and future financial state by using currently known variables to predict future cash flows, asset values, and withdrawal plans. Financial planning is an ongoing process to help you make sensible decisions about money that can help you. Why do you need it? You need financial plan in order to do the following: capital formation for passive income. If you don't plan, if you don't make investments, you cannot have passive income. And in order to accumulation for children's education. If you don't plan, your children will always end up, or you will always end up in debt, borrowing from the bank to pay your children's education, and children always come out from school in debt. That is not what we want for our children. To purchase of real estate, car, etc. Also opening your own business. If you don't plan, you cannot open a business. You have to plan in order to come up with a capital. Providing a pension, which is very important. We have to think about tomorrow. We have to think about our life when we are old. How are we going to live financially? We have to plan. We have inheritance of capital. Rule number 4, diversification. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. If we look at this diagram here, we see how it is divided. You see, there is one for 25%. We have 36%, 12%, 78%. We have to diversify. We cannot put everything in one segment. Because what happened if that one dies, or what happens, something happened to it, your family is going to suffer. So we must learn how to diversify. We have rule number 5, investment discipline. Stick to the plan. Always stick to your plan. Discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. If you know that every paycheck you have to save 10% and invest it, do it. Don't do it today, then tomorrow you don't. We have to discipline ourselves and stick to our plans. Rule number 6, don't be greedy. Greediness leads to bankruptcy. When you take money and just tie it and sit with it, what happened? Or you put it under your pillow, what happened to it? It will lead you to bankruptcy because your money needs to multiply. You have to invest this money in order for it to multiply. Rule number 7, education and self-development. Self-development is the key to success. We have to spend money in order to develop ourselves. We have to spend money in order to learn, to understand, to learn, to know how to manage our money. If we don't educate ourselves, we will not know anything. We have to invest in education. That is why our company is all about education, education. Rule number 8, always multiply your investment profit. Create different income streams. Diversify your investments. The eighth wonder of the world compounding percent against the accumulated compounding interest. This is the addition of interest to the principal amount of the loan or deposit, or in other words, interest on interest. This is the result of reinvestment of interest and not their payments, so that interest in the next period is accrued on the principal amount plus previously accumulated interest. Then accumulative interest. This is the sum of all interest payments on the loan for a certain period of time. For a depreciable loan, cumulative interest will increase with a decreasing rate, since each subsequent periodic payment of a loan represents a higher percentage of the principal amount of the loan and a smaller percentage of its interest. Financial plan and compounding. Dr. Mimi, if you can read these figures, please.
Financial plan and compounding interest. Let's say you have a salary of $100. An investment amount will be 10% of 100, which is $10 per month. At 8%, you invest this at 8%. The first year you get $204.95. The second year, $721.05. The third year, $2,020.70. You see how growing it goes. And when you get to 10 years, you have $1,384.19 for $100. And at $200, at the same interest, 8%, the 10% of the investment is $20 per month. On the first year, you get $409.90. The second year, $1,441.11, and the third year, it's $4,041.40. You could see, that's why they say compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. 10 years, remember, $200 your salary. In 10 years, you got $2,768,038. Somebody who's making $300 and the investment amount will be $30 per month. 10% is $30 per month at 8% interest. The first year, at $614.85. The second year, $2,163.17. The third year, $6,062.11. And let's go to the 10 years, you got $4,152.57. How much money the person have per month? $300, the salary. Let's say somebody who's making $400 at 8%, and 10% of the salary is $40 per month. The first year, that person got $819.81. The second year, $2,884.23. The third year, $8,082.11. And to the 10 year, we got $5,536.76. Wow. And at $500 at 10%, $50 per month. On the first year, $1,024.76. The second year, $3,605.29. The third year, $10,103.52. And if we go to the 10 year, it's $6,923.95. You think it's something? No, it is real. You do it yourself. Try pen and paper. Numbers don't lie. And now let's say that same $500 at 10%, and 30% of your salary will be $150 per month. The first year you get $3,538.40. The second year, $14,602.05. And the third year, $49,355.02. And let's go to the 10 years. This was unbelievable. 152,968,313.50. The first time I gave that training, that number stayed in my head, only $500. And me, who've been working and making big salary, I had a great salary working as a nurse and as a medical doctor. But I did not know. I did not know how to manage my money. I was a shopaholic. I used to go and buy, even if it's not for me, I buy for others. I'm always buying. Every week I have to spend my money. Sometimes in a week I make $10,000, $20,000. I spend it. By next week I say, oh, I'll make more next. But now with that company, I learn how to manage my money, how to invest my money. The first 8 rules, the financial freedom. It's not you when you're young, you think you'll be 20 all the time. No, you have to save. You have to learn how to save and make your money work for you. My name is Dr. Napier.
Wow. That's wonderful. We can see how powerful it is when you know the errors of private investor, know how to discipline yourself. Wow, yes. Thank you, Dr. Mimi. Dr. Mimi is the president in the new Consumer Community Affiliate Program, representative of the Global Leadership Council, international trainer, presenter, and coach, entrepreneur, and private investor, sales and marketing specialist for over 45 years, master profit graduate, marathon 260 graduate. Dr. Mimi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mary, for that great presentation. So now we're going to talk about capitalization. First, remember what Mary told you about financial freedom. And you have to ask yourself, are you ready for it? I am ready for it. Yes. And I think the answer, everyone who are listening to us, they should say, yes, I am ready. And now it's capitalization. The term capitalization comes from the word capital. Therefore, it would be useful to understand the meaning of the word capital. The term capital in the accounting literature mean the equity of the company. This is what you start your company. That's your capital. And net worth mean asset, less liability. Remember what they told us. Asset is everything will bring you money. Because some people think an asset, buying a house is an asset. No, it's a liability. When you're paying the mortgage, when you're paying a rent, it's liability. Economists use the term, okay? Economists use the term capital to mean all accumulated wealth used to produce additional wealth. Net worth is also called carrying value or share capital. Next slide, please. Example, let's say you save $1 a day for 30 days. So that gives you $30. And now you invest your $30 for 30 years will give you $10,800, $10,800. So that's your investment. You're going to invest that $10,800. But if you invest after 30 days at $30 at 12% per year, then in 5 years, you have 2,450. 10 years, you get 6,901 for 10 years. 15 years, 14,987. 20 years, 29,677. 25 years, 56,365. And 30 years, you have 105,897. That's your capital income now, because you start at 10,800 and then you go all the way to 30 years, you have a 105,897. What is the capitalization? So it's 95,097. So let's calculate. What will be the saving of Mr. X and Y at the end of the term? What will be the return by the end of 2016 if they both invest in the same instrument with 8% per annum? Peter X, since 1986, saved $200, 30 years of saving. And Peter Y, since 1996, saved $400, 20 years of saving. Now we're going to see the fundamental capitalization and creation of capital income. Peter X have a total of 72,000, and that 72,000 gave 281,000, and that's accumulating. But Peter Y had 96,000, and by saving, he did not do the compound interest. That's what they tell you, when you compounding, you're making money while you're sleeping, passive income. But Peter Y, by saving, only had 96,000, and it gave it 227,000. You see the difference when you compound and when you are doing saving. Fundamental of capitalization and creation of capital income. Amount of investment deduction equal your investment amount for the whole period. That's 72,000. Amount of investment plus income equal capital income. So that's 72,000 plus the income, 209,000, that give you 281,000. Capital income minus the amount of investment equal capitalization. So 281 minus 72 will give you 209,000. Remember, numbers don't lie, numbers. Now let's say you have a salary of $1,000 and the investment amount is 10%. What is 10% of 1,000? It's $100 per month. On the first month, you get $100, and 1% per month at 12%, 100% at 12%, it gives you the first month $100, and 1% per month is $1. So accumulated earning is 101. So now you add to the 101, you add $100 the second month. The second month, it gives you 201, and then it's $2 per month. So you add it to the 201 plus 2 give you 203. The third year, the same. You add to the 203, you add $100. So now it gives you 3% per month, that's $3 plus accumulated earning 306. To the 306, you add $400 to 306, give you 406. And per month, 1% per month give you $4. Accumulated earning is 410. So if we go at 24%, that same $100, and the first month, the $100 will give you $2. Accumulated earning will be 102. And you add $100 to the 102, it gives you 202. 202 will give you 2% per month, $4, and accumulated earning will be 206. The 206, you add your $100 will give you 306. and 2% per month will give you $6. Accumulated earning will be $312. Initial principal now will be $412 because you add $100 to the $312. Give you 2% per month, we give $808, and accumulated earning will be $420. That same $100, you can put it at 36%. At 36%, the first month you have $100, and 3% per month will be $3, and accumulated earning $103. And then you add $100 to your 103, give you 203. 203 and 3% per month will be $6, and then accumulated earning 209. And you add $100 to your 209, give you 309. 309, 3% per month is $9, and accumulated earning is $318. You add $100 to it, it gives you $418, plus 3% per month will give you $12. It gives you an accumulated earning of $430. So you could see how you can raise your capital. And it depends on the interest. And you can go up to 25 years, 30 years. And you should ask yourself what to do next. What to do in the next 3 months in order to live your dream life. I think each one of us, we need to do that. And I had asked myself this, and what I did when I went to Belarus, the company paid 1 week for me to go to Belarus. After that, I became the president after 3 months. And I accept the challenge from our CEO, Andrei Koatov. And I say, yes, I accept the challenge to become president before September 15, because we had to go to Belarus, to India, New Delhi, India, for the 5th anniversary of the country. And I spoke, I went on the stage and spoke in front of 20,000 people. But that company, the only thing you have to do, ask yourself, how can you be part of this company? How can you join us? You have to go to the person who invite you to listen or to go to a webinar and sign for free. You don't have to pay anything. You know, other companies, sometimes you pay to become for registration and to pay for to become a partner. Everything is free here. You can come, have your registration, and you can come to the webinar, and then you sign up. And if you don't want to invite other people, you can be an investor. You invest your money, and your money is working for you. We have so many part in that company. Maybe you don't like this one. The first one was the Skyway transportation, the innovative transportation. This is people in there. We are waiting. We are waiting. And that's why I told people, when you invest, you diversify your investment, because if one doesn't work, the other one will work. What next? What next? Go talk to the person who invited you to listen to this webinar, or who invited you to so many times, because I know some people you have to invite them 3, 4 times, but don't give up on them. Don't give up. You have to learn the 8 rules of the private investor. You have to apply this rule in your life every day, every day. That's why you have to be disciplined. Share this rule with 5 people. I know they say 5 people is their number, but I know some people can do more. Me, I used to invite 30, 35 up. Sometime in a week, I sign up 100 people in a week. Keep learning about the financial world. Start creating your passive income. Passive income when you're sleeping and you wake up the next morning, like today, our CEO was, oh, who went to bed and got up and got $1,000 in their back office. One time, I got, during those 3 months, I got up and I found 17,000 in my back office overnight. It's great. Okay, so thank you for listening to me. And now we're going to let Nelly T.W. Pellet tell her story also, because we are not here only to take we found her because we work together. We are leaders. Leaders don't say I. There is no I in leader. There is no I in team. We are doing it together. And together we're going to go on top of the mountain. We'll be successful. We'll be victorious. Now,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I admire, and I always love listening to Dr. Mide when she shares her story about, the challenge that Andre gave her. I mean, it's a true example of such a hustler, and with somebody with great passion. So I really, really admire that. What a beautiful presentation, training, actually. One thing that I love about what we have is the fact that not only are we learning the education, of course, it's a much needed part in our life to be educated financially, but at the same time, we are putting all of that education into practice. We are actually the ones that's utilizing the education, not only personally, but also within our own company. We can see it through different things, different investment tools, different projects that we are now involved in. We just had a training, a massive, massive training this morning from Eric Worre with Armand, with our CEO. A lot of things are happening. And with us, we have such an incredible product in the world, unlike any other out there. I'm not being biased, but it's true. It's true. We have something much, much bigger that will eventually change the world. But for me, being just an ordinary girl, born and raised in the island where the economy is not really that great, and being involved in something like this, it is such an amazing platform to be able to voice out and being able to be a part of something, a breakthrough. That's what I love that word breakthrough, because it's actually something that will create a lot of changes, impacting so many people's lives. And at the same time, we are creating equal wealth distribution in the world. So with the education that you, wherever you're tuning in from, watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, or just live with us here today, this education, this sharing this information, all of this is in your EIP or our courses that's available in our back office. If you want to know more information about it, feel free to reach out to Dr. Mide, to our lovely Mary Gua. She is such an amazing Cameroon girl, is always a go-getter as well. So, these times are important, very, very important times to be able to be well educated, learn how to make your money work hard for you, not you working hard for that money. Those days are gone, completely gone. It's not in our, it's not in our area of expertise anymore.
It's not in our world.
We're done. Yeah, exactly. We're done being fooled. So now is a good time. Create your own personal portfolio. Do your due diligence. Do your research. Research the company that you're interested in, so that you especially when it comes to calculating risks and all that. So make the most of it. In this opportunity, you're going to grow together with us. You're going to learn massive, massive things with us. So take the chance. This is incredible things that we're going through right now, and we can't wait to hear from you as we progress. So thank you, Dr. Mide. Thank you, Mary, for
Nelly,
allowing your time to be able to share this education with the world out there. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching us as well.
Can you say something about the GoPro? So
we're gonna have a separate one for that one. But yeah, but Dr. Mide, go ahead. Dr. Mide, go ahead and mention GoPro. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, because this morning we were about 3 hours on a GoPro with Eric Worre. And this is not the first time. I saw him in person in 2018 and 2019, in December 2019. It was incredible. The first year, it has 15,000 people. And last year, there were 20,000 people, 25,000 people. But this year, now he gave us a challenge. And we took the challenge because we are entrepreneurs and they want to have 500,000 people in the virtual webinar. So we are inviting everyone. You need to invest in your education because that money you spend, you have to see. Because I used to spend $20,000 for 3 days class. So every time you invest on your education, you get it back 3 times, 5 times. So I'm telling everyone who are listening to me now, so get in touch with one of us here because we want to have by December 11, that's the first day, December 11, 12, and 13, we need to have 500,000 people in the GoPro room.
Yes.
Okay, for average. So Nelly, your turn. Scary.
I'm just so excited. We like this morning I had 5 people that just joined the GoPro sign up. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime. If you want to be a part, if you want to have a breakthrough in your own business and in your own personal life, this is where you need to be. We heard from Eric Worre this morning on the 10 steps, the 10 strategies that you can to help us implement our business moving forward. We got to be willing to become uncomfortable in what we do. There's so much strategies that I'm so looking forward. Anyway, I don't want to touch on the steps, but all I just want to say is that if you really want to change your life, if you really want to take your business GoPro and to pro the next level, this is where you need to be. Get your active, get your inactive, get your customers, get your neighbors, get your workmates, and everybody else that you can, reach out, because this is something that will, what Eric Worre said, this, if you want to explode your business and explode your 2021, this is the time to start right now. Is our 7-day challenge coming up, and in our event, virtual online between 11th and 13th. So guys, we have a challenge in front of us. It is time to put in massive action. Massive action is the key. It's the only key to get us forward. So good things are happening with Everidge. Oh my gosh, I cannot contain my excitement. I can't wait for everything to be officially out there. But all I can say is take a leap of faith, take this opportunity and run with it. So Mary, if you have any other closing words, we're gonna end this the stream.
Wow, I just wanted to say it is just but an opportunity for me to be part of this training today, because when they were talking about GoPro, I don't even know what is GoPro until when when he came this afternoon and talked, I was like, wow, I see why Dr. Mimi is so excited when she is talking about it. She is so excited that she has been there for 2 years. I'm just blessed that I'll be part of it this year. And I'm planning that the whole of my team, they have to be there because it's something that you cannot get it anywhere. If you really want to grow your business, it's a place that you're supposed to be. You have to be. Don't hesitate. It's a place that you have to join because you'll never regret it. And as a promise, just come and see what happened with your business in the next 3-4 months after the training. Just be part of it. If you see people being so excited because there is something there, there is something that you need to come and test it. So we just want to make sure that in December, all of us will be there in that training.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary. Woohoo! Let's get this thing rolling. Well, great to have you guys. Thank you for being with us. Whether you're on Streamlining with us on Facebook or on YouTube or with us in the room, I'm grateful to have you guys. Thank you for listening in. Massive plan of action take place. So we love you guys. Stay classy. Paka paka. We love you guys.